Welcome again, Virgo. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. I'm looking at your horoscope, as I do at this time of the month. Apologies for last month. That volcano in my backyard blew and the army evacuated everyone. But we're back to normal now, so fingers crossed Mother Nature is not going to hit me with too much more. Otherwise, you're not going to get a nice, consistent horoscope, are you? Take a look here in your 7th house as the month starts. We have an important retrograde transit, your ruling planet moving into that retrograde position shows us that this empowers you. Now, ordinarily you hear the news that the retrograde Mercury is, going to throw everything into a tailspin. Actually, this could be precipitated by you having a much stronger mind and a much stronger stance on some particular matter. And that's going to continue for a few days. In fact, it's going to move out of this area of personal relationships, as you see there on the 5th, into this area of service, work, and your daily routine. So whatever issues are going on there are also supported, from what I can see, this conjunction of the Sun and Neptune in the 7th house, showing us some confusion or not being on the same page with the person you love or the person you're in business with. And of course, it's best, even if you know exactly what you want, sometimes you don't know what the other person wants. So it's best to play the waiting game. Just wait till this planet goes direct, and you're going to see that happen. In the meantime, in your sun sign, this month, the very, very significant full moon that will take place the 10th and the 11th. Have a look here. There it is, March 9. Well, it's probably a little bit, here it is, right on the 10th. But it'll be getting very bright on the 9th, and it's taking place in your sun sign. So this has a lot to do with calibrating your emotions. And the moon for you has a significant say and sway over your friendships and your most significant social alliances. You'll notice too that you've been running this karmic phase, the North Node or the future karma point here in the 11th house. It's a good place for it, but it does also show some important meetings, some important, here, look at this, where the triangular aspect is happening, communications with unusual people around the 12th and 13th. Opposition to Venus and Uranus. These are the unexpected opportunities, especially if you're thinking of traveling this month. This is a beautiful opportunity for you to travel and meet new characters on your journeys. And these could be romantic as well. Notice too, around this time that that Mercury has decided to make its way forward, and it will move back out of this 6th house, service, workplace activities, on the 16th, back into the 7th house. Now, this is where you start to re-engage on whatever matters that had been held up earlier in the month. And I also want you to note that as the moon swings around, it's going to do its little thing here in conjunction with Mars on the 18th. It's going to move past Jupiter. Your creative impulses are strong. You need to be careful that you don't bite off more than you can chew. You have a strong desire to take some sort of punt in the area of your creativity, but you need to be realistic, and you need to balance that against the requirements of your partner. Look towards this important ingress on the 21st of March into your 8th house of shared resources. And that's going to occur just before the very, very significant 2.5-year transit of Saturn there on the 22nd. Look, it just moved out of this area. And some of you may recall, over the months, I've been talking about this creative block that you may have had, that frustration you've been feeling. And I'm happy to say that the shift of that Saturnian energy out of the 5th house of creativity, children, romance, is very positive in the 6th house here. from this 5th house to the 6th house. While I've got the moon making its new moon phase here in your 8th house of shared resources, I should talk about that because this, around the 25th, 26th, 27th, has a lot to say about money and how you're dealing with your money and how you're dealing with other people's money. Something abrupt can happen regarding your profit making, because the moon also rules your profiteering, here in conjunction with Uranus, around 26, 27. And then a beautiful combination with Venus, your best planet. Again, this is the planet relating to your long distance travels, higher education, mental expansion and spirituality as well. Along with the Sun, 12th ruler, also spiritual planet, in the 8th house of self-transformation. So those quicker moving transits are happening against the backdrop of this very significant shift of Saturn to your 6th house. A much more diligent approach to your work is going to start now. A more serious phase. This is a new cycle commencing, a 2.5-year cycle. Saturn takes around that length of time to make its way through. I want to talk more about that next month for you, especially given that you're going to see this really intense, well, it's already started now, the Mars and Saturn combination after having crossed over Jupiter and Pluto here, the power players of the zodiac. So stay tuned for that next month. In the meantime, I've put together the monthly written forecast for you. We've got the dailies, and of course that 3,500 words I put together just for you, Virgo, for 2020. You'll want to have a look at that so you can see where all of this stuff that I'm breezing through, I'm sorry, it's I call it the Oracle Express. It's a synopsis, and you have to get it in context of the bigger picture as to where you're going. Apart from that, please subscribe. Don't forget, if you need a personal reading, I'm here, been in the business 37 years. I'd love to sit down and talk to you face to face based upon your personal horoscope, time of birth, place of birth, that type of thing. Till next month, have a good one. Thanks for joining me again. Bye-bye.